IntellectualRadio.com. You're tuned in to XCons for Trump Live. That's XCons for Trump Live. I'm here with my special guest, Cata Trust. That's Truss. And please feel free to call in at 708-223-8953, 708-223-8953. We're working, we're building, we're just we're putting in and putting out the right energy and spirit that will hopefully like generate a conversation and your explanation as to why you continue to vote hook, line, and sinker for the Democratic Party while your communities look the way they look. Why you continue to vote blue no matter who, regardless. And everybody always talking about kind of, you can vote independent, you can vote for Cornel West. Do they know that Cornel West don't have a chance in hell to win? He can't win. So it's not about just throwing away a vote to make a statement like that. If the statement is not real, that transform. See, if everybody ran and voted for Cornel West, he still wouldn't win. I'm talking about black people. Because nobody takes him serious. It's about your interest, your self-interest. Ex-cons for Trump is the biggest kryptonite against the Democratic stronghold that I've ever seen in my time of living, 60 years plus or more, that our ancestors, our grandmothers, and family members have been hook, line, and sinker voting for this party.
I think that we have to remind people, Brother Tyrone, that we have not gotten anything from the Democratic Party since the Civil Rights Movement. They gave us the Civil Rights Movement, and these people walk around here thinking, well, we gave them something, so we don't owe them anything else. That's their attitude. We gave them that.
The right to vote.
And we ain't going to even talk about the fact that they've turned back the hands of time even on some of those things. But see, one of the things that my brother Tyrone always reminds us of is that all politics are local. And so we got to talk about what's happening here in Chicago, what's happening locally, how our elected officials have turned their backs on the citizens of Chicago. How we have 50 aldermen sitting in city council, and they're thinking about everybody but you. At what point, people, do we stop and say, nah, y'all, this ain't it? You all got the Chicago Teachers Union running around here, calling roughshod over everything, ran by liberals. People, go look at liberal policies. That ain't for us. That ain't about us. Y'all better pay attention.
Oh, well, that's what Malcolm said.
Read the tea leaves,
the liberal
people.
Is worse.
Liberals are worse.
Liberals are worse. Because do you think about liberals, God? They're about their interests. They're about their self-interest.
They're not black
interests. They're not black
interests. They're not white interests.
Nah.
They're not Asian interests.
Nah.
They're not Middle Eastern interests.
Nah.
There are their
Their
interests.
interests.
LGBTQ,
Hey, you heard
abortion rights.
Oh.
And I said this earlier.
Well, we talked last week. Planned Parenthood church buses all in our neighborhoods doing the convention. Listen, I haven't seen them no other time in our communities except the convention. Did the convention give them pass? And I saw women
Free.
Listen, for free. I saw women going on the buses. I was looking outside the DNC, and I saw so many women going on that bus. I can't even fathom a woman going on a nasty bus, a bus like that, that little space, and they doing something to their womb.
Check this
Openly
out.
doing something to their womb on a bus while all the stuff going on the outside, Earl. Like, I was thinking, who there with them? Do their mama, father know? I mean, they know that these girls, there was young girls walking on that bus. Like, who holds her hand? Like, it wasn't a Tracy, it wasn't a Carter, it wasn't sisters there saying, hey, young lady, you okay? You want to think about this? I want to know. I just want to talk to a young lady that actually went on that bus and did that.
I would love to have a conversation
Wow,
to see what the follow-up is.
man.
Did anybody come and talk to you?
Hmm.
Did anybody hold your hand?
Lord.
Did anybody ask you about your circumstances?
Right.
You know,
Or even to talk to you about adoption being an option. Like, okay, I guess the whole purpose for that bus was to get rid of the option.
but let me
Right?
let me tell you all something else as a Christian. And let me say this to the pastors who are running around here carrying their Democratic flags. What did the Bible say
Uh-oh.
about murder?
Uh-oh.
What does the Bible say about LGBTQ?
Mm-hmm.
God destroyed a whole nation called Sodom and Gomorrah and everything around it because of homosexuality, because of sexual immorality. And y'all
And she
walking
not
around
just
here,
saying from just on sexual immorality.
sexual immorality.
That's everything. It
And
could
y'all
be
walking
anything.
around here, you preachers,
Ooh.
y'all got to atone for what y'all doing. Because see, y'all walking around here carrying that Democratic flag. You got to answer to God for that. So while you walking around here screaming and hollering, I'm with her, I'm with her, we're going to support Kamala, ministers for Kamala. Oh, yes, you guys are out there and
No,
you
no,
all are
and there's a
standing in your
separation. No, you
congregations.
didn't hear no minister standing in no church talking about no
Oh,
common.
sure
Because
you
there's a separation of church
had.
and state, Carter. It says the separation of church and state. That means politics should not enter the church like that.
Yeah, I
They weren't doing that.
sure they are. Yeah. Sure they are.
Oh Lord.
Sure they are.
So you telling me these pastors who say they follow God got Kamala and them walking in the churches?
Oh yes. You know that's where they go. See what
So
remember
are they
so wait a
Are
minute.
they partisan? Are they
They
bipartisan?
bipartisan. Wait a
But
minute.
and I'm talking about the pastors. They strictly Democrat, right?
Most of them,
Mostly.
yeah, most of them.
They never talk about.
Except for those who know the word.
I'm saying if you a pastor inviting, if you invite a Democrat to the church, you should also invite a Republican to the church, shouldn't you?
Right. So that people have
If you
if you
part,
if well see that's
bipartisan.
what they're supposed to be, but you know that's not what
So
they
that's not
are.
what they've been doing.
That's not what they do.
Hmm.
That's not what they do. But let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna have to atone for that. There's a price for that. So you think about that. I remember, we talked a little bit about this last week, Tyrone,
Mm-hmm.
about the pastors and how we went
Mm-hmm.
before them and when Brandon fell out of favor with the black folks, where did he go?
Huh.
Where did he go? Who
To the
he go get?
pastors, he went in line. Warren Hatchnam. It was Hatchnam. I went on a few other names.
It was like Brazier. Yeah,
Acre,
Acre.
Brazier.
Yeah.
Who else he had on that?
Epstein.
Man, Porter. He
Yeah.
had all these.
Call
They
him
have,
out.
man, look at these people. These are the people who have consistently used black people ignorance to feed their coffers.
Yes.
They play on us. Y'all, we got 10 minutes left. And I wanna just say to you all, anybody want to call in that got some on their heart that they want to say, they call in at 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. We would like to hear your voice before we close the show out tonight. But Connor, ExCon4TRump.com, y'all. If y'all want to learn our platform, go to ExCon.Trump, ExCon for number 4, the number 4, Trump.com. Go there and you can read our platform. See, we got a bigger platform of why we doing what we doing than Kamala Harris has given you of why you should vote for her. I'm going to say it
Yes.
again. If you go to XCons, the number 4, Trump.com, you can read our platform. We got a bigger platform than the platform that she has presented to you as to why you should vote for her. Yeah. So, hey, welcome. This is XCon for Trump.
Good evening. This is Gray, Natasha
Hey, Natasha, how you doing, sister?
Hi,
I'm
Natasha.
mighty fine. How you doing, Miss Tyler and Tyrone? I didn't really have too much to say. I just wanted to thank you all for bringing attention to these situations that we've been dealing with for over a year, maybe 2 years, and actually, making me and my people a little bit more concerned and involved in what's going on. And
Are you
don't
talking
stop.
about the school issues
Yeah,
or just
you
in
said what issue?
general? Are you talking about the school issues or just pretty much how we hook, line, and sinker have been voting for the same party without ever considering anything else?
Oh, listen, the current events
Uh-huh.
uh, are would definitely should be bringing light to how we've been voting and the people that not just for how we've been voting, but the people that we have been supporting. Because it's not even just what you write down on a piece of paper when you go on the polls that matter. It's also the ignoring. Like people sit back and ignore the things that they see every day. We don't hold those that stand up and say they're for us. We don't hold them accountable. Then you have those of us that just simply don't care. That feel like they ain't nothing they can do about it. So I feel like bringing attention to these ordeals, with the migrant situation and funding, of course, is a big issue right now with especially like you said, dealing with the educational system right now. They don't even have a contract, of course, but then we just watch them spend all this money. I work with the public. Uh, Homeless, I've had to deal with homeless women, the elderly on the trains, barefoot in the snow. I take the train and the bus to work. I've been out all times of the day and night, and I have to literally walk past the same homeless people every day. So all these things that we've been dealing with day in and day out, uh, while our city and our state said that they didn't have the money for it, while our politicians say that they didn't have the power or the resources for it, now we see them just chucking it away. Now they're crying about a deficit. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody saw any of this coming. So, and that's me being sarcastic. Of course, they've seen this coming, But the lack of involvement from the community is a big problem. Outside of what we vote for, the lack of involvement. Because when we show them that we don't care, even about ourselves, it really don't matter who you go in there and vote for. They're going to do what is easiest for them to do. If you're gonna let them get away with it, they're not gonna. If their job doesn't have to be hard, it's not gonna be hard. You understand what I'm saying? But when
Yes.
it comes to the other groups of people, no matter how they vote, they don't want no static from them other groups.
Nah.
So they at
Nah.
least do just enough.
You
They'll
know,
do just
and on that
enough.
note, I was down at the DNC and I was walking with I think the Palestinian and there was Jews out there and socialists, and I had the ex-cons for Trump shirt, and they was looking at me like crazy, like, "Whoa, what you do?" See, and the killing part is some of these people believe that you should be voting for nobody. It's no such thing as that.
Mm-hmm.
You got people who think that you should vote independent when there's no real viable independent candidate. It's the only two choices in this race. At the end of the day, that's how ignorant we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's only two choices. We gotta figure out how to make. See, I've never had so many calls from Democrats in my life. I haven't,
Mm-hmm.
because
They want
I'm
they
pushing
want you to
against,
shut up.
yes, I'm pushing against their choice. See, we say we
Exactly.
have the right to choose, right? See, you have the right to choose gender. You have the right to say you're a man when you're a woman. You have the right to your body and your woman. But then you look at me crazy because I have a right to my vote. How is it
Mm-hmm.
okay for you to have the right to all of the stuff, but when we come to say, hey, this is our right to choose, that Donald Trump would negotiate with our community better than what the Democratic Party has negotiated for our community in 60 years. How are we
And
wrong?
that's the thing. How and my thing is this, just off the basis that it ain't been working for us.
Exactly.
That
That
part.
alone, that's my thing. That alone should make you just want to try something new. Like to be absolutely honest, the the unwavering loyalty to these people, it's like, what have they done? And then they use black faces. and you just fall for it?
Right.
As if we haven't had traitors. Like I tell people, I said, I believe a traitor is more dangerous to you than an enemy. I don't give a darn about these white folks being racist. We've been dealing with racism. That's not the issue. We're gonna be forever dealing with it.
Exactly.
That's not even the argument. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that who are we going to make accountable? How are you going to make? You're not going to make none of them black faces accountable. When I say things about Brandon Johnson, everybody gets up in a roar. Everybody's mad. If I say something about Kamala Harris, everybody's mad. And I'm just like, just look at the facts. You don't have to even involve your emotions. Just look at the facts. How is it that you think that party is the best option after all that we've been through, all that we're going through?
All that we're going through.
Like, be for real.
No, that's
real.
That's real.
They're not even thinking though. And it's like, what about your kids? What about your kids' kids? They gotta live in the aftermath of this bullshit.
Well, you know, Latasha, these next 3 months, I think it's gonna be 2.5, 3 months. We're pushing across the country. We as a national black men, the voices of black men across the country, we have a tentative Zoom set up with Donald Trump. So we building and we have a Zoom link. We're gonna send it out, and it's a pre-registration. I put it on my Facebook page, and the voices of black men. And we, you know, this time we don't want our sisters to bother this, because we want black men to step up and stand up, because you all have always held us down and stepped up. Go ahead.
Can I say this real quick?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, because I just was looking at an old live of mine when we left City Hall, and that was one of the things that I said. I'm like, why is there so many women?
Yeah.
Why y'all, not you, because you're doing your part. You and your people doing your part. But my thing is, why y'all, when y'all see all these women up here standing up there talking, you don't feel compelled to say, hold on, we got this. Like, you don't feel the need to step in and be a man about it. All these fathers, all these brothers, all these nephews, grandsons. You mean to tell me when I walk outside, I see about 5 or 10 men on one block? You ain't doing nothing. You don't even want to dedicate your time to try to speak up for your people. Why would you want the women up front?
Because that's the condition in which they have rendered us. Pennies, handouts, and pennies have been the cause and the order of the day. Crime, violence, systemic disinvestment, and perpetual violations across the board against our communities and our people, to a point where even the children who haven't even been on this earth long enough don't even know the deal and don't even see that they have submitted to a failed system and structure. So it's our fault. Them kids, go ahead, Cop.
But it's systemic. And you have to remember that we live in a society that has spent years tearing down the black man, has spent years disinvesting in the black man. And I talked a little bit about this, but let me tell you something. When you think about the fact, and I want you to think about this, you're in the social service field. I could remember a time when my father, my grandfather, and my uncles, everybody knew how to do something with their hands. Think about this. Our parents and grandparents, the men in our family could build stuff. The men in our family knew how to fix cars. Right. The men in our family knew how to put things together. If something broke at the house, they fixed it. We didn't have money to hire people from outside. Mm-hmm. We took care of it ourselves because our brothers had those skills. They have diligently, purposely taken those skills out of our schools, away from our children. They've taken our men out of those jobs.
No.
Think about that. You think about it. It's intentional. And so when our brothers are walking around here on the street talking about they're unemployed, and you have people who have the audacity to say that there are jobs out here, our teenagers can't go work at fast food restaurants anymore. Because who do you see in those places working those jobs?
Yeah, we know. But this is not. Look, I completely understand wholeheartedly.
So before we close out, Natasha, I just want to address this issue. It's Caesar, man. You sisters are the tools for that condition. The woman, black woman, is the white man's lieutenant. Guess what, Caesar? You're absolutely correct. But guess what, Caesar? If that's the woman, if the white man, if the black woman is the tool for in the white man lieutenant, then that make us some punks. Because if you let somebody do that to your woman, if you can acknowledge that's what's happening and you ain't on the front line fighting to help repair, fix and nurture what we allow to be broken, if we say those are our women, then we're more responsible for them being the way they are than they are for being the way they are. Come on, man. We the protectors, maintainers of the communities, the households, and the family. And then our women are being used as tools. Then at some point, black masculinity has to rise and stand up and say, hey, sit y'all butt down somewhere.
Because I was going to say, we're not being protected.
Back us up.
We're not being protected.
Exactly. The women and children are the worst, are the most victimized. Black women, I ain't gonna say women and children. Black women and black children are the most victimized people in this country, and they are being victimized by black boys and black men. So, bro, yeah, all of us are messed up, but man, it's our responsibility and it's our fault because we messed up too. So I got to get ready to close.
I think that we got to stop pointing fingers at each other.
Yeah. No, we got to do this together or we going to die together.
And that's what it come down to. You know, we all know what the problems are. What we going to do about it? What are the solutions? What are we going to do about it? That's what it is.
So thank you, Natasha. You need to come on the show. You better give me a call. Peace and blessing.
I don't like it. That's a lot. But have a good night.
All right. So thank y'all for tuning in. This is ExCons4Trump live on Intellectual Radio. Please go to ExCons4Trump.com and look at the platform and reach out. Carter, got some last word.
Thank you guys for listening up. Let's talk about it, people. Let's talk about it.
Be the change you want to see.
Everything is better in black.